You're mad. You're bonkers. You're off the top of your head. But I'll tell you a secret. All the best people are. Okay, guys. Today I haven't gone mad. We are indeed talking about Mad Hatter as part of the Alice in Wonderland fusion. And specifically what we're going to do with him in Hydra today. So, the Hatter hates Hydra. This is going to be awesome. I have him built to take the lead position in Hydra in my brutal team, and we have him built fairly fast, 4 damage and 4 accuracy, okay? And that's also going to give him a decent amount of survivability because he is a HP based damager. If we look at his skills, we can see all of his damage is based on HP. Now, is he a big nuker? No, but I always like to build my Hydra champions so they can do a bit of extra damage. Every little helps. He's not in any particular sets, guys. He doesn't need them, but he is getting extra bonuses from Slayer, crit rate, crit damage, speed, and we have then the 3-piece, get out of there, we have the 3-piece protection. He's getting resistance, HP, and speed as well, okay? We're going to take him into Hydra. We're going to do a full auto run, and we're going to see just how he gets on. So we have him in the lead. We have him there for a few reasons, but we'll have a look at the run and see how it goes. Now, I'll manual for the first little bit, and then we'll just leave it full auto and see how we get on. Let's get going. Loving the Alice in Wonderland stuff so far, guys. I have to say, Alice is a massive boon for me on the free-to-play account so far. So we have decreased defense out most places. We missed our block buffs on a couple of the heads. Let's see if we can land Hex and Weaken everywhere. He brings a hell of a lot. Hex and Weaken everywhere. Now we can target Mischief if we wish. That Weaken, we have to be careful where we click for that. Even though it's an AoE, we want to target one specific, because as you've seen, brought in Whisper there to attack as well, and that is going to help us immensely. So we're going to buff up, and we're going to ally protect and extend, but no, we won't actually. We will provoke first. I was getting that would have been silly. I want to provoke that head of decay over here so he can't cleanse the debuffs or the debuffs off everybody else. Now, that was the A2 we started off with, which attacks all enemies, Hex and Weaken, and is also an ally attack. That is exceptionally good there. Damage dealt by the ally joining the attack will increase by 10% per each debuff on the target, so it done more damage out here. Now, speaking of allies, guys, if you like, we have a code down below where you can get 5 free champions to start off your account in 2025. It is amazing. It has Karato Foxhunter, it has Uugo, Tagoar, Rector, Drath, and Mausoleum Mage. Great champions. That's from our partners in Game Leap and Plarium, and check it out. You won't find better. I challenge you, find better. Now, we are going with a whiff of madness now on the A3, and this will extend our buffs again, and will also turn meter boost all of us as well. So let's attack over here, and once Whisper gets her going out, we're going to get her buffed up with increased crit rate. We're attacking him on purpose so as we get the boost from Shamail. Now we go with our A3 to get the repeat attack, and again, and we nearly have Mischief dead already, guys. Look at this. And let's attack here, and now with Krisk when he gets his turn. Now, if we look here, so we have all the debuffs everywhere, different amount. We don't have them over on the head of Rat, so we're going to use his A1. Mad Hatter's A1 here attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 25% chance of stealing 1 random buff. Each hit also has a 75% chance of applying a debuff spread effect, taking 1 random debuff from the target and placing it on all enemies under Hex. Everybody has Hex on. Let's hit, and you can see we now have our Weaken here, and we're good to go. So we're going to extend our stuff with Krisk, and then we're going to hit full auto, and we'll see where the run ends up, guys. So I'm pretty happy with this team. We'll let it run, we'll let it work itself out there, and we'll come back to it and see what it looks like in just a moment. Okay, guys, we're back again. We're about 7 minutes in. We were 6 when I started, but yeah, roughly 3 million per minute on full auto on Hydra. So going well so far. We did have a restart, guys, because I took out Whisper and replaced Whisper with Razzlevarg just for the full auto friendliness of the run, and because I knew Razzlevarg was built properly. I had Whisper built differently for a different thing, so wanted to reset that and set it off going again. So noticing a lot of benefit from Mad Hatter so far. We have somebody taken up at the moment and he's taken down. Hatter was able to free him in the build that we have there, or free her rather, it was Uugo. So that's pretty good. I'm liking the bit of damage from him as well. We can see everybody is debuffed to the max there. Extremely good, keeping the hex to weaken up, spreading the debuffs as well, and also supplying that ally attack. If you've seen that, Razzlevarg is about go now again, even though he just went with Mad Hatter, so that's extremely good. And we're going to come back at the end of the video. We'll come back just at with the final score and see how we done, good or bad. We'll definitely one key this. I don't see any problem with doing that. And we're also going to talk about how or why you would pick Hatter, because there's a lot of benefits I'm seeing here. I haven't maximized in this video, and he can be really incredible. I'm thinking of some of the biggest scoring non-Trunda teams at the moment, and they can be changed with the Hatter. The format can be the same, but the Hatter can be used to change those, and I think it's going to be incredibly valuable, guys. So stay to the end. We'll come back and we'll talk a bit more about that. How does that sound? 69. Nice. So we went 25 minutes. We went 130 something turns. Mad Hatter 7 million damage. Shamail 10. Razzlevarg 47. We did go on Nightmare, guys, and this is my brutal team. Okay, so we're going to have a go again and see what we turn up with this. Okay, we lost Razzlevarg at around 120 turns or something like that. So if we hadn't done that, there's always RNG involved in Hydra, but we're going to run this again. We're going to see. I expect a much bigger and better result, so let's check that out. And we're back. Now this is a much better performance. Who knew using your brutal team on brutal would give you better results than using it on Nightmare? So much improved. 17 million from the Hatter, 4 from Uugo, 21 from Shamail, and 75 from Razzlevarg, with the supports not really having much there at all. So a very, very good result. I'm going to keep that one. I think 124 million is pretty damn good in my book, especially 372 clash points, and I also have my Nightmare and hard runs to do as well. So guys, why would you use Hatter at all over the other champions that you can use? There's loads of selection for Hydra. Some of you maybe coming into this now don't have a lot of champions to use there, but the reasons to use Hatter here are many. He fills a lot of positions in other teams. So we have him as a hexer. We have him as somebody who places weaken. We have him as an ally attack. He spreads debuffs and also steals random buffs. He's the turn meter booster. He extends our buffs and decreases the debuffs. He's a healer as well. There's a lot of things that he covers off there, guys. And the fact then as well that he has an AoE, you could put him in on other sets as well and take benefit of that. Yeah, so like I'm thinking he could take the Mage space. Mage is incredibly good because of her ally attack and because of her debuff extension, or her buff extension as well. He takes both of those places and supplies hex and weaken, so that's a really good position to take. He could go in instead of Michinaki. He places hex and weaken. Michinaki does hex and decrease defense. He has the ally attack. He's just incredibly good, and if we put him in the lead, we're seeing him also boosting turn meter as well and increasing buff duration. So the more turns he's taken ahead of everybody else, if we put him in the lead, the better off we're going to be, because he's going to keep all buffs up on everybody all the time. So I think we haven't seen the most of what Hatter is going to bring us. I think there's definitely more in the bag there. This was my first trial. We don't even have the 5-star soul yet, guys. So when he has a soul, we'll probably put him in, let's see, obviously Brimstone is a great shout, but if we're going to put him in the lead, we could also put him in Cruelty. Cruelty would be another very, very good thing to have. With the AoE, he's going to decrease defense by 2% per hit to 15% for bosses, and he's also getting the res and the accuracy there. We could put him in Temporal Chains to slow down the Hydra, so we get more turns versus theirs. Soul Reap probably wouldn't go for that, but it's an okay choice to help him get more damage out. And yeah, maybe Brimstone then, if we're lacking that in the team. Brimstone is always a good one to look after. I doubt I'd be going for any of the harder hitting ones like Crushing Rend or Nature's Wrath or anything like that. It just wouldn't work. There'd be no point in those. So yeah, I think he's incredibly good for Hydra. I think there's more to come. Guys, that's it for my overview of Hatter versus Hydra at the moment. I'll probably have more teams coming up once we have the blessing and once I have time to play around a bit more. But yeah, really liking them so far. There's going to be a lot to see. Take care, guys. See you in the next one. Bye bye.